Hello and welcome to a new series, Distant Worlds 2. Let's go ahead and start a new game. We're going to do the 700 Spiral Galaxy with sparse nebulas. Nebulas are kind of a pain in the butt. Let's go ahead and look through this. We'll leave it on restless. We're going to pump the difficulty to extreme. And then research speed, they added in the latest patch, extremely slow. So let's go ahead and try that. I normally like to play with slow research speed. So we'll try that. We'll say all projects visible, fixed research paths, no tech trading. I do not like tech trading. All right, pirates, very many, very strong. Average is fine. Respawn pirates is fine. Base creatures, normals. Let's stick with normal. Influence range 100. We're not going to change any of that. Rare independent colonies. I feel like that allows people to leapfrog maybe a little too much. And then colonization rage limit will do 300, which is the standard. And then we are going to play as one of the new races here. We're going to play as the Atuuk. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but that's the way I'm going to pronounce it. They kind of remind me of the Gizmo, and they're like a little gremlin. And looks like they are a jungle-based species. They like forest planets and can tolerate grasslands. Now, super happy population, but everything's a negative with these guys. So, very concerned about that. The leader changes are interesting. So, new features they select. So every 5 years, select from a choice of 3 great directions with bonuses to apply for 5 years. 7 great direction in all. Alright, whichever one chosen gets great potential, which makes them eligible for future leaders. Alright, interesting. So, rapid unscheduled disassembly. Okay. So they have high breeding. They breed rapidly, but they are really bad at spacefaring, is what I'm gathering here. So hopefully we'll go okay. All right, the boom device. Interesting. Infect colony with plague. Destroy facility. Alright, so they like a lot of people. Neutral with everybody else. So hopefully, it won't be too bad. Go ahead and it defaults to monarchy, so we'll leave it on that. That will help offset a little bit of the craziness here. The ship savings is good. Alright, we'll go with the Catharian Empire like we normally do. Now, I really want a different color. Or at least, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I always hate when it spawns with like 3 very similar colors, and then you end up in a situation where you can't tell where, who's what. So we'll do pre-warp. We'll do starting Empire. I don't want to pre-establish myself here. They default on that. We'll do auto-generate because I do not want to click through everything. Alright, we're at 70% victory threshold. We'll leave all the story events on. I do want the Shakturi to be very late because slowing down the tech research even further means nobody's going to be prepared when they spawn. So I think switching it to very late makes a lot of sense. And let's go ahead and start the game. Now this is on the latest tactics patch, version 1.3.0.3. So they changed the default tactics and setup of the fleets. So I'm hoping that goes okay for us. We'll see. They're continuing to tweak some of the fuel, the refueling, and the ship distance that the fleets will go, and how the defensive fleets react with each other. So we'll see how it plays out. All right, Durian 5, primitive tech, first steps into space. Not the best placement, if I'm honest. I don't know. Let's zoom back out. I know we don't have to worry about out for a while, but we are kind of near the edge. We do have some close, and the leap from here to here is not too bad. So hopefully it'll be okay. I mean, it could be worse. We could have been like here. Well, let's go ahead and zoom in and get started on our core planet here. We've got our main planet. We've got exploration, construction, and mining starting. Go ahead and unpause the game. Well, we never said thank you. Okay. The long ago friends that gave us a big gift. Interesting. So somebody came and elevated us. I do not want to read all of this, so feel free to pause it and read through it as you see fit. They pretty much just studied all the stuff. Then they had a war. And then they had a setback. And then they finally figured out how to get back into space. Okay, well that makes sense. Lone Star. Planetary Palace. Your systems coordinated control. So is this built or is it building? Let's pause for a second, make sure that we have everything configured the way we want it. We'll leave that automatic. We'll move all this to automatic. I want to mess around with most of that stuff. Research. Automate research facility building. I think that's fine. All right, we'll leave the tax rates. We'll automate crash research, even though I feel like that never works right. It always spends the money way too late. All right, we'll leave the rest of that on. Let's just do hidden items present. Investigate and report major. So this resets like every time. I think, is there a way? I swore there was a way to save, yeah, a custom configuration. Oh, you can't save it though. It doesn't. Be nice if you could, so you didn't have to click through this stuff every time. All right, investigate, report major. We could leave that on automated. Everything else can be automated here. Funding levels can be manual. Tax rates cannot be automatic. And I think we want this to be like 30, 10, and 5. I think that gives us a pretty good blend of money versus other things. Construction. repair abandoned ships and bases, ship construction. That could be suggest. Base construction we could do automated. We'll leave the actual design on automatic for the time being, but we might end up changing that later on. I'm going to do low defensive base priority, very high spaceport priority. Do not automatically scrap. We'll mess around with this later when we're near getting to that part of it. All right, so capture. They win and own or neutral, because that makes sense to me. Okay, so it's going to disassemble when high tech or larger. I'm a little nervous about changing it to upgrade enlisted military ships because I wonder if that will try to retrofit things that I wouldn't want retrofit. I do want automatic repair and refuel of manual things. Do not auto scrap troops. Thank you for adding that button. I do not want to automate fleet formation or we'll leave the management on for now, but we could always change that later on. The other thing they changed, they added instead of 33% and 50% for fuel range, they changed it to I think 40 and 30%, which is kind of nice because there's always some losses. So if it was 50%, it was guaranteed not to get there and get back. At least there's a chance now. All right, let's go ahead and put it on only steel research for the time being. Then we can mess with the rest of this stuff later on. Internal stabilization I'll leave on, but it never does it. All right, let's check out what's going on with Lone Star here. We know we got to do some surveying. I guess we could start with what's in our current range here. Although maybe I should have started with the moon. It looks like we did crash research right away. Isn't the worst thing. 11 years to get warp drive. That's kind of brutal. I have a feeling this is going to be very painful. Having the research cranked all the way to extreme slow. All right, let's bump the speed up a little bit. We know this is going to take a very long time. Oh, great new direction. Okay, well, I think we want smarter. It does make it better. So do we have like 5 years to achieve that goal? Is that what's going on here? Or does it just last for 5 years? I'm not 100% sure. Oh, it's surveying the planet. I suppose that makes sense. Unlock the rest of what the colony natively has to offer first. Our economy should be pretty powerful with these guys. It's because they're always happy. All right, we got some polymer native on our planet. That's nice. It is flying over here to scope out the moon. Spaceport's under construction. That makes sense. It did bump that up to the first thing being built, though, which I don't know. I guess that makes sense. Because then it could start churning out ship resources relatively easily. All right, you're already retrofitting. Hopefully we find something here that's worth building a mining station for. Once this is done, I want to churn out some exploration ships because I think that's pretty important. Although warp drives really needed to get anywhere meaningful in the solar system. All right, so this is done. Go ahead and build a couple exploration ships. Now we do need to, there's a setting that prioritizes what's being built. And I think it's under construction. Yeah, prioritize state ships. Which these were already being constructed, so it moved it to next in line. That makes sense. I do like the solar panels that are kind of hanging out from the station. They look a little janky, and it looks a little industrial, which I think fits the species overall. Good. Hopefully my exploration ship is doing something. All right, I think we want the scientists to be great. All research 5%. I mean, that's not bad. Although it will kind of stink if we lose him as a leader. Or we lose him to become a leader, and then we don't have a scientist. Hopefully they get replaced. Alright, so is this construction ship going to build anything? I'm going to tell it to. Oh, it's doing a research station. Looks like we got a research station on the planet as well. So I definitely want to build that. Anything that will bump our current research, I am down for that. The nice thing is it just natively has a lab's worth of research. So like even just building 1 or 2 buildings is gonna double to triple our current research, which means really warp-filled experiments gets done even sooner. At least theoretically, it could take a while for it to actually build. We'll see. We do at some point need to get Kazlan up and running. That's going to be very problematic if we can't at least get a mining station up to harvest that. Alright, we do have some rocky asteroids being discovered. More resources. Specifically Mebnar becoming available. I want more to be discovered because I am almost positive if you build a station, mining station in an asteroid belt, it harvests all of the asteroids within a certain range. Like I don't need to build one at each of these spaces. But I definitely want to hit this one that's got Mebnar. Oh wait. There's way more Mebnar over here. Alright, let's build that there. Alright, we can see research is up to 73 now, which is massive. That dropped that down to 100 and some odd days. And when this is done, it's not even done yet. The research output's going to up that even further. So this looks like it could be a great initial start with these guys. Okay, there we go. That is the first group, and they should be auto retrofit, so let's go ahead and just check it out. We can see everybody has a skip drive now. I might go back to manual building after a little while, but for the initial couple, I'll just manually control it. All right, we know deflectors are important, but There's a lot of things that are kind of important up front. I mean, it's only 5 years to get the next research tech. Go ahead and knock that out while we're at it. Comparatively, that's like a tier 1 tech. And then it'll just make every future tech easier to research. I think after that, we have to go torpedo. And then ion. And then deflector. And then armor plating. Gets us the basics of offense and defense up and running. Figure that's probably the best move. Alright, we are retrofitting everything now. I don't know why they all went to the planet to retrofit and didn't, you know, retrofit at the spaceport. Right, we do not have enough money to crash research yet. Hopefully we develop it at some point relatively soon. Is this not built yet? It is. Why does this one only have 19? And this one is... Oh, because the scientist... I see. Alright, so we got our first ship flying away. Don't even bother with that. Come over here. Or go to like another planet that is a gas giant. That's where the good stuff's gonna be. We need that Caslon. We're running low. Alright, looks like some small freighters are being constructed there. I think I am... Oh, there's a carcass over here already? Well, we can definitely build something here. 100% carbonite. And then this crystal are going to be very useful, I think. Did we end up building something over here? We did not. Uh-oh. So this immediately got damaged. So that's gonna be rough, because I think sometimes it, at least according to the instructions, it can destroy the ship. It's not always just an injury. All right, what are you doing? You keep trying to land and keep not landing. What is going on with you? Okay. Go repair the planet then, I guess. We are going to need more construction ships. And we are definitely going to need more scout ships. So I wonder how often and how significant it's going to be where we have that hyperdrive failure situation. Because if it's happening now and I have like 10 ships total, what's going to happen when I have a galaxy full of like thousands of ships? Am I going to see that pop up every 5 seconds? That'll be interesting to monitor and see what happens. There's my Caslon. Alright, that's our first mining station. Took a while to get that going. So what's the next nearest system if we're going to keep exploring? Where's that going to go from here? Probably over here? That it can reach. Just barely. And it probably can't do both. Alright, well, we can't do research, unfortunately, so I'm thinking we do richer. Just because we don't really... I don't think we're going to get a cash flow of 50k or greater. Be nice if we did, but I don't think we are. We got 4 more of these ships building up. 8% is pretty good for a planet that's near max pop already. Let's sort by suitability as we continue to discover more planets. Looks like we did spend the money to crash research. And what's crazy about that is the research now is more time when it's crash research than it was, you know, just a little bit ago. So that great direction is pretty significantly influential on research speed. I like the mechanic. It's interesting. It forces you to have to kind of take advantage of the time you have when you have those certain bonuses and effects. And that changes every couple of years, so really helps you focus. Or I should say forces you to focus on certain things. Okay, friends, we're here. That's good. Pay to fund a lot of thinking. Smart people have been thinking smart thoughts, and they found a way to deactivate the mines. We found stuff. Okay. The machines outpost from our long ago friends. Interesting. Long ago enemies? A data crystal which points to a nearby location. Our new escorts are called Wonderfully Eventful Vacation and my second favorite uncle. What the heck? Alright, so navigational directions pointing towards something. Oh, so this is interesting. So these have better hyperdrives, better reactors, shields. Okay, we definitely need to start breaking these down, even if that's just playing our little breakdown game. Let's go ahead and retire there, and retire you there. What is this? All research. Oh, they're tired from doing too much. Okay, so this system, which is really close, is the next place we need to go for our storyline. Nice. Discovery of some new stuff. Uh-oh. Pirates. I think the spy needs to be great. Yeah, let's accept the treaty. I don't want to deal with them right now. And we could definitely send the spy to go deal some research. Or we could try. Pretty low probability, but I mean, we gotta put in the effort, right? We know we want early ion weapons, so let's go ahead and tell them to do that for now. All right, once these exploration ships are done, we will be on to the next thing. Another spy. Very nice. I do not need counterintelligence right now because we have no other players that have been discovered yet, so I do need to change the aggressiveness of this and the caution. Low caution, high aggressiveness. Okay, so these guys are close. Where's this at? It's got to be close enough for us to discover right away. Yeah, that could really bounce us forward if we get that. Of course, I don't have any colony ship developed yet. All right, let's offer you a limited trade agreement. That'll make you even happier with us. Very high probability of colonization. That's ultimately going to take up over time. So we really need to get colonization tech. It's gonna make a huge difference. Let's see what that's gonna look like. What if I could steal it? Like, would that be easier? Let's first research expanded civilian ships and basic export. We already have that. All right, so I need this. Then I'll be able to get this. That's going to be very expensive. We cautiously acknowledge. Okay. They're strange and confused. Let's bribe. Expensive, but I think it's the right move. Maybe they'll come into the fold with us without us even having to actually take it over. All right, I'm gonna slow this down just for a little bit while I figure this out. Do a little protection agreement here for the time being. Just want to make sure I don't over deconstruct these guys. There we go. Tech breakthrough. Very nice. So the trick is waiting to see the hull countdown, because once the hull starts counting down, you know they've done everything. And they turn like a little red shade here. That's when you know they deconstructed every component they could deconstruct. So now they're repairing, which is more opportunity to gain some additional research. If I was a betting man, I would say we probably got a little bit of research on a couple different things. Yeah, sensors, base construction. Almost got that done. Unstable warp fields. Yeah, this is all super valuable to have. I'm gonna let these guys completely rebuild. Okay. They are not happy with us and will not become friends with us. All right, raiders suck because they take away your cash when you're trying so desperately hard to build up money at the very beginning of the game. And I can't just pay them off. They won't accept that. At least we're cash positive again. I think you're done being constructed, maybe? I don't know, sort of, but not really. All right, let's move you over here. Maybe it paused your construction for a little bit. Oh, it only has one construction thing. Got it. Wait, no, it had to have two because it was building. Whatever. It'll be fine. We'll figure it out. All right, we're definitely going to get harassed by pirates here for a little while. Hey, evaded detection and successfully stole research. Very nice. Oh, where did you go? Come back here. All right, you are gonna retire at the planet. And then you're gonna retire at the planet as well. That way the spaceport's left open to keep building stuff. Hopefully we're gonna get progress here. It looks like we did end up building the Kazlan. We got that going for us. Oh, here's the pirates coming to harass us. Are you not willing to be friends with us still? No, by 11 now. So they really dislike us. No, 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 don't kill him. Ooh. Try to get out of here. Nope, hyperdrive offline. We're done. We're toast. Well, that's unfortunate. I was hoping to milk a little more out of this thing, but that ain't happening. Oh, come on. You can't really be that angry with us. Well, that stinks. We lost our only 2 leads. And we were making progress there, too. We were real close to getting this stuff done. Well, that's fine. We'll move this up the list. 3 years isn't too bad for Gear X hyperdrives. And that's going to help us get further out there quicker. So not ideal, but it did help us, you know, a decent amount. And if we pick up this stuff, we might get a little more progress. All right, we clearly have some repairs and rebuilding to do. They just want to be mean to me, and I don't know why. You're not going to make it over there. What are you doing? Right, you need to stop. You need to stop. Alright. At this point, I don't know what. I think I just got to leave you to do whatever you're doing, but you do not have the fuel capacity to make that leap. Alright, exploration ship is in need of repair. So now the harassment has officially begun. Alright, where's the pirates that we're paying money to? Like, they're not doing anything to help us. No, let's just, we're gonna cancel these protection agreements because you're not doing anything. Like, these are the guys I need to worry about. They are attacking each other, so at least there's that. Wow, that is a huge fleet of pirates. Like, why are they choosing my spot? So the whole time we were paying for protection, they never came over here to actually protect me. But the second I cancel it, they're over here to hang out. Man. Oh, we got a new resource available to us. Nice. Alright, we are trying way too hard to make it all the way over here. I'm afraid to speak too soon, but at least they haven't taken out my research facilities yet. So did we scoop up what was over here, or did they do that? We will have a warp bubble generator very soon. That should help increase our range, at least get us further on the same amount of fuel. Alright, spies are working on stealing stuff, which is good. Cute but deadly. I like that. Inspiring presence, that's very useful. And these pirates are brutal. Which, you know, makes sense because that's what I told them to do. Right, we're definitely going smarter as long as we can. Scientist for sure. Happiness bonus. Did I lose science? Did I lost some scientist? I don't think so. Alright, we got more pirates going on there, more construction happening. Just repairing all the nonsense they keep throwing at us. Alright, so everybody should be refueling or retrofitting. We definitely have a need for more ships. I'm afraid to hit build because these guys, I have a feeling, are coming right towards this to destroy it. Yep. I mean, they didn't destroy it. I thought for sure they were going to. So did we get storage systems or no? We did. So we have better fuel and better hyperdrives. So hopefully that's going to translate to being able to build more stuff further away. All right, they're hopping over here. Please let me get some of these ships out alive. Or better yet, just stop bugging me. Okay, so those are pretty powerful guys. They might be worth the protection fee. And I could harvest up some of the superstructure here. Maybe that will yield some results. Time will tell. Yeah, these guys definitely need to like retrofit. The early torpedo weapons are done. Okay, so this is the new Pathfinder. We still have no fuel, which is unfortunate. But look at that range. It's way better. We gotta come over here and get some fuel. Oh, that's the problem. We don't have a mining station. Well, at least it can reach it, even if it has no fuel. Alright, I think we're gonna call it there for today. We know what the typical beginning of the game problems are. We're way underpowered. Pirates are very strong. The economy is holding up really well overall. This new mechanic of the direction for this species has been pretty cool. We're going to keep researching down the normal paths we research down. Ideally, we'll get to a point where we can try to colonize this planet because we have a 100% chance of success. And that would give us a ton more people, more population, which would just feed into our research even better. And then our goal here is just really to maintain and try to build up as many ships as we can and scout as many places as we can. Hopefully they'll at some point be smart enough to come over here and start scoping that out. But right now, fuel is the biggest issue. So we can get some construction ships up and running and over to build some of the stuff we got destroyed, particularly the only Kazlan that we have in our immediate area to help with fueling. That would be fantastic. So that's a goal, and we'll kind of go from there. So thank you for watching. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, see more content in the future. We'll catch you in the next episode. Thanks for watching.